Hey guys, Mysherri Rhodes here. If you do not know me, I'm also known as the Trucker's Accountant, and I help multiple six-figure trucking companies to scale to seven figures with my seven-figure financial roadmap and my GPS method. Also that they're able, or you are able, to put your business on autopilot and of course pay the least amount of money in taxes, right? So today I want to talk to you guys about the three common mistakes trucking companies make when trying to scale their businesses. Okay, so we're going to hop right into it. Number one, when you're trying to scale your trucking company, you have to make sure, and this is the mistake that I'm seeing trucking companies make over and over and over again, is that you have on an employee you have an employee mentality versus a boss mentality. And I know some people may think they know exactly what that is, but I want to break that employee versus boss mentality down and how it's going to hinder you and stop you from scaling your business. So as an employee, you are working in your business. I mean, you are in your business and you got your head down because it's your baby, and you just want to make sure that it thrives and it goes to the next level, but you haven't worked on your business. And the difference between that is that when you are working on your business, you're looking at your numbers, you're seeing how you can take it to the next level. When you're working in your business, you are spending hours dispatching. You are doing administrative work. You're doing all the busy bee, the worker bee task. How many of you guys feel like you are doing that worker bee and you haven't put on your boss hat? So what I do is I teach people how to put on their boss hat. Hiring a CFO helps you to put on your boss hat, okay? The second mistakes that people are making is that they're not having a financial roadmap. I can't tell you guys the amount of times that I've talked to clients on a consistent basis, or not clients, prospects. I get on the phone for consultations, and I say, well, how much do you want to make? And they're like, oh, I just want to make $5,000 a week. And I'm like, well, is that gross or is that profit? And how much is that yearly? And what does that look like? And they can't tell me. They're stagnant. They're like, you want to know how much you want to make at all times. Like, you gotta make sure you're making what you know what you want to make at all times. You gotta see, you can't hit a target you can't see. So if you tell me, hey, I want to go to seven figures, you need to know what seven figures means. Seven figures means about $80,000 a year. What does that mean? About $80,000 per month. That's what seven figures mean. How do you bring in $80,000 a month? Do you have 5 trucks to bring in $80,000 a month? Do you have 10 trucks to bring in $80,000 a month? That's what it takes to make seven figures, is to bring in about $80,000 to $90,000 a month. But you gotta know how much you want to bring in. Everyone is different. I can talk to clients that say, hey, I want to make $1 million. I talk to some clients that say, I just want to make 500,000. Then there's other clients and I'm like, okay, what do you want to make? And they're like, okay, we need to hit 2.5 million this year. So it just depends on you, but you have to know, and you cannot make the mistake of not knowing. You can't go aimlessly without knowing what's going on. And if you don't know what's going on, how can you get your team on board? How can you get someone to follow you in your vision when you don't know what the vision is? You can't possibly get someone or your team on board with you when you don't know what the vision is. So my third mistake that companies are making, and they're trying to scale their businesses, is they're not hiring the right people, or they're not hiring people. Remember I told you about number one, being a worker bee and not being the boss? You're not hiring people. You're just doing all these things. And then I see so many couples where you are sitting back and, maybe the husband's doing one thing, but the wife or the spouse is doing 17 different things. They're doing all these different things and nobody can see what's going on. And you can't, you don't have time for your family. You don't have time for your children because you're doing All of this, let me tell you guys, I know from firsthand what that looks like to be sitting in a spot and you're working so hard, and all of your hard work, all of this money you're making, you can't even enjoy it with your family. So you gotta, one, hire people, and then two, hire the right people. So don't make the mistake of not hiring, and then don't make the mistake of hiring the wrong person. When you're hiring people, you want to make sure that that person is qualified for what you're hiring them for. I'm going to say that again. You got to make sure the person is qualified for what you're hiring them for. And no, I'm not talking about are they certified? Do they have all the degrees? No, I'm talking about, does this person qualify to fit the requirements that you need? If you're looking for someone to have data entry, are they good with administrative assistant tasks? If you're needing someone to possibly do videos or social media, are they equipped for that? Or are you going to have to teach them how to do social media? That's not something that you have time for. Remember, we're putting on our worker bee hat, and I don't need to teach you how to do that. You need to come equipped with what's going on. And then the other thing is, you guys are maybe hiring the right person, but you haven't gotten everything out your mind and given that person proper documentation or proper task. If the person isn't completing the task the way you want to, that doesn't mean that it's not necessarily the right person. Kind of look at yourself and see, have you given them the proper instructions? Are you explaining the task the way it should be explained? Think about it like that. Okay, so guys, those are my 3 common mistakes that trucking companies are making when trying to scale their businesses. They are working as an employee and they're not stepping into their true CEO hood. And then you don't have a 7-figure financial roadmap, or your whatever your roadmap is, your financial roadmap. You have to have your goals set out for you. I want you guys to think about this. There is a famous motivational speaker. His name is Brian Tracy. Love me some Brian Tracy. Brian Tracy states that everyone should be doing business development or developing their minds, and you should be at least investing 3% of your business. Are you investing 3%? And that goes into your bosshood too. Are you investing 3%? I talk to people and they're like, oh no, I don't want to pay for that. I don't want to pay for that. Make sure that you're developing and investing in your mind, because if you don't, you should always be learning. And we go and invest, and we make sure we get our houses together. We make sure the roof is redone. We make sure we maintain our homes, but we don't maintain our minds. What are you learning to take your business to the next level? What have you learned this year to take your business to the next level? Stop being an employee, take your business to the next level. Set up a financial roadmap so that you know exactly where you're going. If I see you on the street, you say, hey, Mysherri, this is my goal. I'm almost at that goal. I'm ready to go to the next level. You need to know what your goals are and where you're going. And then lastly, my warning sign. Make sure you are hiring the right people, or hiring people. Because sometimes we got to go through the wrong people to get to the right people. But you got to do it. You got to make the mistakes. Whether it's a mistake on you or hiring the wrong person, guess what? The next time you make a hire, you will not hire the wrong person. Don't be afraid to hire people, to take that stress off you. Sometimes my clients, when I talk to them, they're like, no, I want to do this. They name all of these things that they're doing. And I'm like, nah, that's not being a boss. That's not being a boss. And I know the question would be, okay, so how much money do I have to make in order to hire people? I don't have a set amount of money that you have to make. With that, I go on how you feel. Because if you value yourself at $50 an hour and you're spending 2 to 3 to 4, 8 hours a day, how much money are you saving if you hire somebody at $10 an hour to take over that task for you? And what could you be getting done working on your business? What can you be doing to scale your business if you just stop with the little small things that you're doing, the daily tasks? Those things are not going to move your business forward. All right. I'm hoping that I gave somebody some value. I'm hoping that I'm speaking to somebody. Maybe I'm speaking to you. If you feel what I'm saying, let me know in the chat box. Let me know in the chat box, okay? If you are enjoying these things and feel like I'm providing value to you, make sure you go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification button so that you are able to get new video notifications when I do put them up. I definitely love to provide value. If you have any questions where you're like, okay, I wish she would just answer that, or could she answer that, definitely give it to me in the DM and I will go and do a video on it and talk to you about what's going on. If you are a six-figure firm looking to scale your business, I'll get in the chat box. Go ahead and book a consultation with me just to see if we're a good fit to work together or not. All right. So until next time, my name is Mysherri Rhodes. I am the Trucker's Accountant, and I want you guys to remember that you have the vision. I'm just the GPS to help you get there. Okay. Last but certainly not least, are we friends? Are we friends? I know you're going to subscribe to YouTube, but are we friends on Facebook? Are we friends on Instagram? Are we friends on Twitter? I can be found on all these platforms, LinkedIn at the Trucker's Accountant. You can find me. My name is Mysherri Rhodes. So first and foremost, I am Mysherri Rhodes. I just happen to be the Trucker's Accountant. I would love to learn more about your business and if I can be a resource to you. All right, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and hop off. As I said before, Trucker's Accountant signing off. You have the vision. I'm the GPS to help you get there.